sibuyele emakhaya thina songena kanjani thina songena kanjani emakhaya iyo thina songena kanjani emakhaya songena kanjani. This song it was towards achieving.
There are moments in a nation's history that refuse to settle. They linger in the soil, in memory, in the silences that families carry for decades. In June of 1986, in Mamelodi, 10 young lives were taken after an act of betrayal, lured, deceived, and killed by a system that feared even the mere possibility of their future. They would come to be known as the Mamelodi 10. However, they were not just a number. They were sons, friends, and boys who were on the edge of becoming men. At the center of that story is survival, not just of the body, but of memory, of truth, and of meaning. Today we sit with Mxolisi Malinga, the last surviving member of that group, a witness to not only what happened, but to what it has meant to live with it ever since. This is not just a story about the past. It is a conversation about betrayal, about the machinery of apartheid, about the cost of freedom, and about the responsibility of remembering. This is Context with Sebenzile Nkambule. Welcome. So, the first song, Benekula, that comes to mind, that takes you back to your struggle days, which one comes to mind? But our viewers will.
Okay. No, one that I can remember, mind is let me think. Okay. Siyabafuna labo bantu ababulawa eSoweto. Siyabafuna labo bantu ababulawa eMamelodi. Uma kunje thina uma kunje uthina uma kunje uthina uma kunje siyabafuna labo bantu ababulawe eSoshanguve thina uma. So yeah.
Kuvukani?
Yeah,
Mama ucula that song.
Uvusa usinga uvusa you're reminding me of the days when I and the collective were involved in the struggle for the liberation of the oppressed Black people. Look, I for one joined the struggle at a very young age. I was at primary school. Then I was doing standard 5. Yeah, and you call it grade 7.
Grade 7.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
it was after my time as well, so.
Old school. Yeah, look, politically then, I was, as they would say today, I was politically bankrupt.
Yeah.
Meaning I was clueless, But then I had a friend who in the same class, Mandla Gantuli, who was 2 years my elder. He understood politics better than me because he tried to conscientize me, but he realized that no man. And Kanti, on the other hand, we had a history teacher by the name of Mr. Bendulo Jele. who at the time was an underground Umkhonto weSizwe operative. During the day, a teacher. During the night, he does what is expected of him from the leadership of the liberation movement. So he was able to pick up that Mandla was already conscientized politically. So he was able to mentor him first before me. And when he realized that Mandla he was now okay, I think we are on a level. And then he said to him, look, who do you think can be part of this whole program? You know? And Mandla picked me. And he said, okay, fine. Then I think Mr. Chele gave him a program to say, this is how you're going to introduce the subject to him. And then when you'll give me feedback. And then Mandla did a good job, if I may put it that way. Because I eventually gave in and I started to understand the political dynamics around us at that time as to why is it important for one to join the liberation struggle and understanding the situation that Black people were living under. The conditions were very bad. If you were able to open your mind and understand. Because remember, a lot of our people either were scared of the white settler racist regime or they were obedient.
Yeah, so just did as they were told.
Yes.
But I want us to take a step back. I started with asking you about the struggle song or songs that come to mind, because what I'm hoping that we can achieve from this conversation is to transport people who are watching, who are not there, but also people who were there, and you take us back to that time. We're going to focus on what is now known as the Mamelodi 10, but I want us to contextualize really what was happening at the time in the country. And we would probably be sitting here for 2 weeks having this conversation if we were to now unpack Yonke. So we're going to limit ourselves to a 3-year period, which for me is it's wild to think ukuthi isikhatshana nje esincane, so much in fact would have happened. And again, just to say, I'm really honored that you accepted the invitation to have a conversation with us. I know reluctantly, because you also mangithi introduced you to the crew, Masafi, ngithi struggle fighter, freedom fighter. Yabona man, awukhuleki ngaleyo title, but we'll unpack a bit more why that is the case. Because as we know, there are many, hey Nkosami, if you don't call them that, bayakwata, because you must give me this title, whereas you almost are very uncomfortable with it. That's one. But I want us to locate ourselves and contextualize ourselves within this period. So you were born in 1970.
Correct.
Springs.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
And again, you also told me an interesting story there, Uti, because you're a bit lighter toned. Maybe you tell the story better. But your story doesn't start in Mamelodi, and that was the interesting thing. You were born elsewhere, and let's perhaps begin to walk us from that journey, and then we'll then fast forward to the 80s in Mamelodi.
Okay. I was born in 1978 April. In Springs, in a whites-only hospital.
Yeah.
Called Polak Park Hospital. It was a private hospital. But my aunt, who was married to a colored, The husband's name was Brandt.
Mm.
So she was Mrs. Brandt. And when my mother was pregnant or about to have a baby, she took her there. Because both of them were light in complexion.
Yeah.
And
so they could pass as colored.
Yes. Yes. And they could speak Afrikaans fluently, which was an advantage, And I was born in a whites-only private hospital during the apartheid-era, which is something that wasn't easy.
And no one caught on? They didn't catch on?
No.
It was a man?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Yeah. My mother's phone. I don't know, but the story that I got from my mom is that you were born there.
Yeah.
In Pollock Park, and my aunt said to me, it's true. I made sure that we were not caught.
Yeah.
Until she delivered and brought you home, Then I started my school. I started my schooling there at Masimini Primary. Mm-hmm. And then years later, then moved to Mamelodi.
Mm-hmm. And you how old when you moved to Mamelodi?
7.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 7 when I moved there. And then continued my schooling at Ezazi Primary School. Passed my standard 2. From passing my standard 2, then because Ezazi was Ezazi lower primary school, then passed my standard 2, moved on to Umtombo higher primary school to do my standard 3 up to standard 5 before I can move on to high school.
Mm-hmm.
So in standard 5, which is your grade 7.
Yes.
That's when I met my mentor, teacher Pendulo Jele, who was a history teacher, who then recruited my friend Mandla Ntuli, and I joined him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a suga. He used to give us extra classes on weekends, but they were not your normal extra classes. Beskhawula. Sifundi politique. Making us to understand as to why we should join in the liberation struggle. What is the liberation struggle all about? And why is it important for us as young as we were at that time to join him?
And at the time, what was your sense of awareness with what's happening? Because as you look at children, any children anyway, they're kids, right? This is how we do things, okay, this is how we do things. There isn't a sense of questioning, especially when you're not exposed to how other kids are living. Like if colored kids are doing things differently, if you're not exposed to that, this is impilo, that's it. So what were you at that point aware of? Or was it just, this is what it is? Here's a teacher through your friend who's 2 years your senior, now exposing you through Mkhabule?
For me, it is Mandla Ntuli who made me aware.
Yeah.
To say, look, my friend, le ndlela esiphila singabantu abamnyama in South Africa akusiyo.
Yeah.
In fact, things are supposed to change. You see, we should be living a better life than this one. And also, for us to achieve all of that, we have to make a lot of sacrifices, which needs us, me and you, to be part of the struggle, which also, he made it clear that there are risks.
Yeah.
A lot of risks here. It's either siyobanjwa, sejele, or we go to exile, or we get killed. And that's another thing that teacher Mpendulo Jele would emphasize to us, to say, want to be honest with you guys, boys. This is the situation. Now I'm at risk. Let's begin now. You can be killed at any time. At any given time. You can be arrested as young as you are. You can go to jail at your age. But at first I was like, no, man, these are kids, man. You can't arrest until it happened. You know, got arrested at the age of 13. Yeah, that was the first time I went to jail. Prison, you know. And now reality started to sink in, man. You know, this thing is happening.
Yeah.
Because remember, he prepared us from primary so that we are able to have a clear understanding when we go to high school to become members of COSAS, Congress of South African Students then. I think it still exists, I'm not sure.
It's there, Bako.
It's there? Oh, okay.
What they do is a different conversation, but Bako.
Yeah. Our slogan was each one, teach one. That's our slogan, of COSAS. And it was practical. We used to teach each one about the struggle, even though we're doing most of the things secretly, because we didn't trust most of our people then. So we had to pick a few that understands what's happening around us. Like, for example, I remember when we were recruiting other students from other schools, we will then firstly make sure that we test the ground first. We test the waters by getting a few comrades that will understand the mission of why people should join COSAS, why all students should become members of COSAS. And I think my journey then started there to be serious. I then realized that there's no going back. I'm in. You know, I'm in. And no, ngathi nang sabela. Ngathi nang bizwa ngasabela. Uthi I know.
Betin, I wish I fast. Betin. I wish I could sing, man. Support, but I'm afraid.
Nelson Mandela, sabela uya biswa, sabela uya. Nanga makere, sabela uya, nanga makerela. You know, and for us at that time, struggle became part of my religion. Struggle became part of my culture. Because you knew once you are in, you cannot never decide to withdraw. Because then you will be selling out.
Yeah.
Comrades. Selling out the struggle. Going to jail for the first time, and the conditions there were horrible. You know. Yeah. But the funny part about being a political activist, we were given not preferential treatment, but we were given cells. Remember, in prison, they switch off the lights at 6, 5 in the afternoon, lock the doors. But we were able to negotiate with some of the wardens who understood our position. So we'll keep on discussing political matters, issues, until they will come at around 9 and say, hey, comrades, now we're switching off. It's time to sleep. But even in the darkness, we kept on, with our Mkhabulo, because it was very, very important for us to understand what we are. We've got ourselves in, you know.
So ekhaya, they had no idea ukuthi uthisha jele. We are lama extra lessons are not extra lessons.
No, how? They wouldn't know.
Then they're not aware.
Teacher,
yeah.
They trusted him, and ngempilo zethu.
Yeah.
You know?
And then more endlini later, you act like a normal 12, 13-year-old would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You knew one mistake.
Yeah.
Once you're caught, you're in trouble. So you will act normally, you know, be a child, you know, and do what other kids are doing. But knowing very well that when so we're seeing stage, we're on another level. And so they trusted him, and he's a good teacher. And in fact, they will encourage him. Say, no, in future, you haven't done it, so we trust you. And Tina said, again, teacher, with our mission and program. We had a very clear program. Say, at school, you do your schoolwork, at Kaya, you behave like kids. Esikhathi somzabalazo, siba abomzabalazo. You know, yeah. And it continued until we joined Kosas Norman and Dooley. Until I tasted prison for the first time, and then it went on and on.
And then Maubosha for the first time, what had you been arrested for or caught doing?
There was a consumer boycott in the township, and obviously we called them targets. You know. Everything that was coming election was being destroyed and banned. We banned trucks. We even went to an extent of destroying these small power stations. Yeah. You know, thinking that we were all comrades, but obviously others will then sell out. So people were able to give out our names to say, these are the people who are in the forefront. And that's how I got arrested. I acted normal. I went to sleep, but I was scared. Because already by around 7 p.m., we got information that a few comrades were already arrested. So now I had to act normal, even though I was scared that I'm next.
Yeah.
I couldn't sleep that till around 10, 11, I said, okay, no, maybe I'm not on the list. So I went to sleep. They arrived at 2 a.m. I just saw lights outside.
And you knew
they were knocking.
They hear
all
from
the
me.
windows, they were knocking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Today is the day.
Yeah.
And then
uthini endlini? Na amaphoyisa ngaphandle uzofuna wena.
Hey. Kwaba nzima ukuphika because they had information. They even brought 2 of my comrades. But he was with these ones. Because my mother wanted to understand as to how and not this one.
Yeah.
You know, and then they said, no, you don't know. Anbaz abantwana benu ingane zenu anizazi nina. Ukuthi zenzani. Yeah, they said to me, go and change. I had to change. And said no. Then I explained to my mother, no, we'll tell you to go pee. When can you come and see him? Gone. That's what my first time I tasted prison.
Yeah, you stayed for how long?
I think it was 7 days. Yeah, 7 days. But for us, it was status.
Yeah, you're proud.
Yeah, we're proud that we're arrested. Oh yeah, now we're like Nelson Mandela.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. we felt like we're heroes.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a real thing now. Yeah,
Yeah, now it's happening and it's real, you know.
yeah.
And we were moved on our second day because we were arrested and taken to Mamelodi West Police Station. Then after 2 days, we were moved to a new prison.
Mm.
Yeah, a new prison facility. I don't remember the name. Yeah, and that made us proud to say, "Sivuli jelelisha." Yes,
Yeah.
political prisoners.
Yeah,
And yeah, everything was new there, you know.
sure.
The blankets and everything, you know. You even the smell. The jelelisha. There was no one. It was us. And for us, we felt like political prisoners.
Sure.
For the first time.
Sure.
You know.
Because you were arrested, you were imprisoned for doing something right in your mind, right? That this is a noble cause that you've undertaken. Yeah.
And then we, on our first day, we were like, "Shuti lava bahleli khona uMandela nabo Sisulu, nabo Raymond Mhlaba, nabo Ahmed Kathrada. This is what they are discussing, comrades. What we are discussing now, surely this is what they're discussing. Because they're discussing about the freedom of the oppressed, which is the majority of our people. You know.
And again, you 12, 13.
I'm 13, turning 14 is very soon. A political active prisoner.
A political prisoner at the age of 13.
Now, somebody must come and bail us.
Yeah.
Must appear before the magistrate, going to court. And there were a lot of people there. The leadership had already spoken to Winnie Mandela. She came with an Indian lawyer by the name of Ishmael Ayob to come and bail us out. You know, I was so happy and excited to see Winnie Mandela for the first time and forgot that, by the way, I'm a prisoner.
What did she look like?
She was very tiny, beautiful.
She's a very beautiful woman.
Yeah,
yes.
I know. She's beautiful. And then she came in and said, "Comrades, how are you?" I said, "Do you know we're excited? We're seeing our huge. Hey.
Yeah,
excited to see her. I was surrounding her. All of us wanted to answer and respond at the same time. "No, comrade, you are here." I said, "No. Look, I've come to organize some funds that will be built. Here's your lawyer." We didn't even greet him. We're not even interested in this one. We don't know him. We're looking at Mama Win. And she said, "No, give us some few minutes. I was doing the paperwork and then we'll then come back to you." It's true. And we were told that we got bail. And then free. Going back home.
Did you eventually appear before the magistrate? Or it happened before you were? Okay, so you did appear.
Yes,
right.
I did appear before the magistrate.
Yeah,
and then the bail was set at around 500 rand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 500. It was a lot of money then.
Yeah.
But she was able to organize.
But that experience with the magistrate, I mean, I think for me the fascination is just how young you all were, and so, you know, fascinated by a range of things. It would have been the first time you are within a courtroom before a magistrate. Again, is it still excitement or at any moment did this feel very serious? Or yay, not just sinking in?
The mere fact that we saw Winnie Mandela.
Yeah.
We felt like heroes.
Sure.
You know? We felt that what we are doing we're on the right track of what we were doing. Because she wasn't going to support us if we were doing something that is wrong.
Yeah.
Or something that was not part of the program.
Right.
But when we saw her, we became excited. And we wanted to rush to her, but we couldn't, because we had to wait for our turn to be told whether we'll get bail or not. We didn't even know who's going to bail us out. I didn't even understand what is a bail.
Umandla was he also part of?
Yeah, so he was my comrade in arms. And he was able to explain to me the process. So now that we're arrested, we will appear before a magistrate, and then we'll be told if the charge is not that serious, we might get a bail. Or our lawyer will then make sure that we get a bail. And then he appeared from Ishmael Ayob. And then they agreed that, and the state agreed that we can be given bail. Look, we're juveniles, and we're given a bail. I think it was around 500 each. We were then released. We went to Mamelodi and we spoke to her, and then she then encouraged us to say, "Maqabane, sibambile maqabane manje. Asisaphindela umva. Ibambe ngolhlobo, ibambile maqabane." Interacting with the real Mamelodi. We then realized. And
there wasn't a motherly interaction, it was a comradely.
It was a comradely
interaction. Yes.
It was a comradely interaction because she then said, "Look, I'm going with you to Mamelodi." Look, we went to Central Prison. From there, it's in the CBD. Then when we were released, she took us home. We went to one of our spots where we normally meet, and we explained to her that the reason why we don't sleep at home most of the time is because we've realized that now we're targets of the system. So, and then she understood, said, "No, look, you have my support." And also gave us some tips on how to maneuver around. And what call up for me? Prisoner.
At that point, were you already known as the core, or not yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Not yet. Not yet. Because remember, we were divided into groups. So within those groups, the core came out from those groups. Because if I remember well, in the core, we're not from the same high school. It was different comrades from different high schools. Others were from, I and Manda were from J. Mahlangu High School. Abraham was from J. Kekana, and other comrades were from Mamelodi High School. You see, we were picked up from various schools. And our journey started then.
Yeah.
Then time and again we'll be arrested. There was what they used to call 14 days detention without trial.
Yeah.
I was part of those that went to 14 days detention without trial. Because they will then torture you. Brutally so. And after 14 days, they release you. You can go home. You're not going to appear before the magistrate with bruises. You see? And it continued like that. And we, at some stage, I saw our leaders, senior leaders, were tortured. I remember I saw one of our leaders, still alive, Comrade Sentilibisi. He was very light in complexion. He was so brutally tortured, and I got scared when he was released. He couldn't walk properly. And it happened to me after some time. and we realized that no. But at the same time, we felt like this is the journey that we must go through. And sifanele sinyumezele. Freedom was not something that we received from a silver platter. People sacrificed with their lives. I sacrificed my youth, myself and the collective. Isikhathi ukuthi ngabe sadlala siyingane sidlala ibhola senza yabona konke kwenziwa ingane but we couldn't. Sasukwesinye stage, and
after
proud.
that first arrest, ekhaya, did they try and discourage you from continuing? Right?
Yeah, a lot. My mother used to say, no.
Enough now.
I'm going to kill you. I said, yes, okay. No, I understand. She said, no, you're not going back there. But you see, naso ukhabulile, umkhabulo wangempela. There's no turning back. I had to continue. Until there was a group of young white policemen. They were called the bad boys. The BBs, bad boys. They were traveling in white, not even one or two Yamaha Jeep. I'm sorry. If they arrest you or they catch you, they will humiliate you, they will torture you in a very humiliating way. And unfortunately, I was one of the victims. We were at Jeremiah Makakula's house. It was on a Saturday, relaxing. They were patrolling. By the time we got the message, comrades were able to run away. I was left inside the house with his family. And as they entered, I knew that I'm going to be the target. Because unfortunately, it was Mrs. Makagula and the daughters. So I was the only male inside the house. And then they said, Onsugdi. And she said, no, it's my Kent, he's my child. And I said, no. They took me out. I was humiliated. I was tortured in front of the community watching, being kicked. They had their knobkires. I was bleeding. I was on the street, not inside the yard. I became unconscious. They left. I was bruised, got bleeding, I was shambled. They were using their knobkires, anything, kicking me. And it was part of the journey, and my mother said, took me to hospital. When I came back, she said, please, I'm begging you. My response was, it is what it is. Ayikho enye indlela. Sifanele sihambe kule ndlela le ukuze umuntu omnyama akhululeke. So, if I'm going to be a sacrifice for the liberation of the majority black who are oppressed by this regime, I'm prepared to take the risk. And I continued. After 2 weeks, I recovered. Back to. Back to. Yeah. And then I remember at one stage I was shot at with a rubber bullet. I still have scars. I was shot at. It was on a Friday. We were going to a night vigil. And my mother wanted me to say, no.
Mm.
Me being me, I went out. And only to find
and again, so what is the... I mean, yes, obviously the time it's a constant struggle, right? But would they be I'm a catalyst? So there was the consumer boycott, right? So with this night video, what was the...
One of our comrades was shot dead by
Mhm.
the police. And we had to go and support his family and meet as comrades and plan the next move. Firstly, we'll organize tires and then go and do something in avenging his death.
Mm.
You know, we will do whatever. We'll go to places where we can make sure that if this person was killed by the police, we'll make sure that maybe we should find 1 or 2 police cars and burn them.
Mm.
For us, we've revenged in a way, you know. And then in the next morning, when we'll go to the graveyard, to the cemetery. When we come back, we'll continue either in the afternoon or in the evening.
Mm.
You know, so I was shot with a rubber bullet. And
at the night vigil.
Yeah, now the police had disrupted everything. They came in there with their guns and said, no, this gathering is illegal.
Mm.
You know, and then I got shot. As we're dispensing, I got shot. And then I was scared of telling my mom what happened. So I went home, went to Mandla's house, and then they tried to give me some medication and whatever. Yeah, and then I went home. I slept, and my mother said in the morning, hey, you're not okay. So they must take you to the hospital. I said, no, they're going to arrest me. With this one, with this wound, they're going to arrest me. You know, and I'm scared. I want to see one again. So I did go to the hospital until I healed.
Mm.
But after healing, and you know the story, I go back to. You know, it was a tough journey.
Yeah.
You know, as I told you earlier that we knew the risks. So every time when Zagalinde finally click, so by the way, I'm still within the risks.
Mm. Yeah. On maybe when zoning a bit on your family, right? You had Abu Malume who were deep within.
Yeah.
Part of the struggle, part of the MK.
Sure.
They were already some in exile, right?
Sure.
Tell us a bit more about them.
I don't have much because at that time I was not aware that they have already skipped the country.
Yeah.
You know? And because of it was something, it was a family secret, if I may put it that way. We're not supposed to be told as kids. We were told that no, they are visiting other relatives.
Yeah.
You know, in the Eastern Transvaal sometimes, or Eastern Transvaal, now Mpumalanga.
Yes.
Oh, and then sometimes they will just say, oh no, so and so is visiting in Swaziland.
Yeah.
And we bought the story. No, this guy's in Lusaka. The part of the Umkhonto Wesizwe, you know. And
as you are being exposed, you are part of various you organizing and so on. You are not necessarily being like in touch with them and well, yeah. But you're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Just different points of influence.
Yeah.
Yes. Sides of struggle. Yeah.
Sides of struggle. They are in Zambia, inside the country.
Yeah.
But until Mr. Jele find out, because remember he was in underground MK operative.
Right.
So he got information about me and them. Now it was a question of surprising me, you know. We had to organize a trip, but it was going to be difficult to explain it to my parents.
Yeah.
You know, uzofika thini? That is happy. And then
a trip to Manzini.
Eastern Transvaal.
Eastern Transvaal. Yeah.
Eastern Transvaal then. And no, the trip is not about Eastern Transvaal. It's about going to Manzini, Swaziland, via Oshuk border post. Our parents were convinced. They trusted him as our teacher.
History. Hey.
Whatever story he told them, they bought it. We left.
They never suspect. Your mom never suspected anything.
Nothing. We left. Papa. Monumpalo mina manjilana. Oshuku. Border post. Gate 1, gate 2. And I'm like, where are we? But you can ask. Me and Manda, we didn't ask. Until Swangena, he immediately told us, we're in another country. We're going to see some of our leaders. Which leaders who are part of the ANC and the Umkhonto weSizwe. We went to Manzini. Somebody picked us up in a buggy. We went straight to Manzini.
This is in 83.
83.
83.
Yeah. It was in 83. Early. Around January. Yeah. February. We went there. Then I met this man whom I last saw many months ago. At first I couldn't recognize him. And teacher Mpendulu said, do you know this man? I said, yeah, I think I know him. He said to me, Mxolisi, Ngibangwana. Said, yeah, he said, Malume. Yeah? Yeah, Madam Johannes. I couldn't believe that he trained our teacher. He was a commander in the MK. His code name was Victor Molive. He had a fake Botswana passport. That is why he changed his name. He was using one of the commanders of the Botswana Defense Force, which was Victor Molive. So we'll enter the country with that fake passport. And it became his code name. He said, yes, Lentos Fagegi Mfano. Hey, Malume. Yeah, no, you understand. I said, yeah. We're here to show you the ropes. This comrade brought you to us so that we can give you some tips. You know, you'll be going back home. Yeah, that was my first interaction with him. He was wearing an MK combat. And that also made me to realize that, this thing is happening, it's real.
Yeah.
And then
Ile camouflage ngempela hayi le fresh namhlanje lele. Imbashile bro.
And and we went to Kamagogo. House number 43. This is where cadres bafikela khona if beze via Swaziland and they leave the country, they pass by. And he explained to me, this is what's happening, this is their safe house, and if it happens that I come back here, ngizofikela nami lana, and yonke into izoyenzeka lana moving forward. Any destination yami. Qala lana, then what will happen to me. And then I said,
but paint the picture for us. Ukuthi kaMagogo endaweni enjani?
It's a big house. I think it was a 6-room house, if I'm not mistaken. Some back rooms. It's a normal house. But Magogo understood.
Magogo is part of.
Magogo is part of the struggle. You know. And this is something that I didn't share with my family at that time. They didn't know that I met this man, you know, because where would I sleep that night? Phela thina sizandleni zikathisha. Yabona, thisha oqotho ofundisa ingane. And nothing else. We spent the weekend there. Came back. When we came back, no matter we were refreshed. Now our eyes were opened, wide open to say this thing is real.
And Gamagogo, there were other comrades there, about stationed there.
We found other comrades there.
Young as you were, or different ages?
Different ages.
Okay.
I think the two of us were young.
You were the babies.
The youngest. Yeah, we were the babies. And Satol Mokhabulo. And we then understood, okay, this is what is happening. And this is the plan. And this is what needs to happen. Is we need to recruit more of our comrades.
And was there any military training on that weekend?
No.
Okay. Just conversing, you listening.
Yeah, we're
just
listening.
Taking in, Jay.
Taking notes.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Yeah.
And the excitement.
Hey, the excitement, I barely, man.
No.
Excited.
Yeah. For being tortured. Sibambi.
Yeah.
I remember Comrade Winnie Mandela said, Nibambi Makaban.
Yeah.
Sibambi Makaban. And then, we came back on Sunday.
Yeah.
We came back now understanding ukuthi sisifake into enjani, sisifake kuphi, and sekuyimpilo yethu le. Lesikiyo manje is part of our life. Makwenzeka sifa, so be it. Makwenzeka siphindele ejele, so be it. Makwenzeka funa sizohlala la nathi exile, so be it. We're prepared for any eventuality.
Yeah.
We're prepared. And then, political activism, yanyuka. You know, even when on the street, I will look at the other guys who are clueless and say, hey,
Liz.
That's
next, Liz.
We're moving. You know. Moving shows a risk at that time in Pilos.
Yes.
As young as we were.
Who are the leaders regionally at the time? Like, who are some of the? Now we know them as icons. We read about them, but they would have been young fellows then that you are now engaging. Who are some of the people you are meeting now?
Where? In Mamelodi.
In Mamelodi, or even I mean, we'll come back to Amanzini because you go back. In Mamelodi,
there were a few.
Yeah.
Stanza Bopape. Sentilivisi. Pestimalefu. Moschikane. Who was part of the Delmas prison trial together with the first premier post-1994 comrade Bobo Molefe, Dr. George Mokari. There's a hospital named after him in Garonkuwa. We're interacting now with people who understood the journey, including our mentor, Tisha Pendulo Chele, and a lot. But those are the leaders that I can remember.
Yeah.
And those were the leaders who were in the forefront, who organized, who were part of ANC, were part of SANCO, South African National Civic Organization. We were also part of COSAS and MAYO, which was Mamelodi Youth Organization. And we were politically, we got our political education also from them. These other guys. Those were the people that one can rely on at that time. Those are the people that when they were arrested and tortured, you realized that no. Oh yes, and also Dr. Fabian Ribeiro and his wife Florence Ribeiro. When we were scared of going to the hospital, we'd go to Dr. Ribeiro's house or surgery
to patch you up.
To patch us up, and he was a comrade. We never paid anything, until he was killed. 1 December 1985, him and his wife were shot dead during the day, around 2 p.m. by the regime. We found them dead. Their face facing down, next to their garden. They were shot dead. I then realized that this thing now is getting serious. So anytime we too can be killed by the regime. Because now I was now part of the core.
Yeah.
And being part of the core, you were at a high risk, because they knew you. They were able to identify you, and they knew who are our people, who are our targets. We've got other comrades and other leaders, but when they were looking for the core, they will know that it's the senior leaders and these ones.
And the knowledge of who the core is it because, again, you were at the forefront, so you were visibility, or are we now seeing the impact of infiltration?
Firstly, it was because we were in the forefront.
Okay.
And it was easy to identify you. I mean, time and again, you get arrested.
Right.
Same face. You understand? So eventually they knew that, oh, these are the ones.
Yeah.
These are the ones that at some stage must get rid of.
Yeah.
If they become too problematic,
Because beating you up is not working.
No, it's not working. Arresting this
rubber bullets don't work.
Yeah, you see. And then we had to come up with a plan. We need to infiltrate this group and deal with them.
Yeah.
Brutally so.
So you get a crash course when Nomandla. Yeah. It's a military training now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What is that? That's the part that really fascinates me. Because there's a lot of, I suppose during the time there must be the secrecy and so on. But now we can talk about it, surely. What did MK military crash course look like? What did it entail?
It entailed how to handle.
Yeah. Ammunition,
guns.
How to make petrol bombs, how to
make the advanced petrol bomb.
Yeah.
So when we came back, we were able to teach other comrades that now we're no longer using the old method.
Yeah.
There's a new method. But it ended there with the comrades. It ended with the petrol bombs.
Yeah.
We couldn't disclose more than that because we couldn't trust all of them, you know, and we didn't want to find ourselves in big trouble. So we agreed normally. So come on, the petrol bomb.
Yeah.
As to where we got the training, you know, we just lied to them and said, no, comrades. In fact, no man. Wow, how about season 20? So when we came back, and then I was more excited now to say, now I'm part of the struggle, you know, for the liberation of. So at some stage, one day, I'll be holding that AK-47 maybe. And we came back, we continued with our activities until we got arrested again and taken to what you today call Kosimampur, second prison. Then Lukshin Batik say New York.
New York.
Yes. Oh, so and so is in New York. So we went to. There was nothing New York about it. There was nothing New York. They were locked there. Were prisoners.
Yeah.
And then when we were supposed to be taken to appear before a magistrate, then Winnie was there. Winnie Mandela was there.
Again.
Yeah, Mama Winnie was there with one lawyer and called Mxolisi Malinga. Was brutally killed by a parcel bomb. Mxolisi Malinga became our lawyer also. You know, Winnie Mandela will do anything for us as part of the struggle. She will do, and she'll go an extra mile, you know, for us, not for us only, but all comrades of all political activists. And he liked students. You know, she will interact with us more, you know, because of the energy.
Yeah.
Very energetic, remember? And we were not scared of death. We're not scared of prison. We're not scared of death. So we were called the young lions. We used to roar. And so I met Mxolisi Malinga with Mandla for the first time. And she told us that this is our lawyer.
Neboshoni too, again, just the two of you, or were there others?
With other comrades.
Other comrades.
Obviously, yeah. And then,
And what had you done this time?
What had we done then? We had bent down part of the, was not the hostel. It was part of the power station in Wato. And then as we were trying to recruit some of our colored comrades, even though it was not easy to make inroads, you know, but we had a few comrades from the colored community in East Terrace.
Yeah.
And we were caught. We were arrested and were taken to New York. And we're thinking, hey, you know, it looks like it's a graduate. Mamelodi, Central. Now we're in New York.
Yeah.
We're graduating. And I remember me and him engaging, and we said, the next prison should be Robben Island for us. We're prepared to go to Robben Island, you know. And we're also encouraged by comrade Moschikane, who was part of the Delmas prison trial. Those guys, those comrades were facing two things: life imprisonment, death penalty. And that gave us more oomph to say, who are going to follow in their footsteps for the sake of the liberation of the black man in this country. Will do anything. And we forgot that we're kids. We forgot that sizingane futhi zingabe senze okunye ezinye izinto sidlale nathi. Those leaders encouraged us to say, look, we have to fight until the country is liberated. Well, we also understood that some of us might not be fortunate to see the new dawn that we were talking about on a daily basis. But we said it's fine. It's a journey that we are prepared to take. Namarisk wakona. If sizo shona, so be it. Yeah.
At the time,
Satati oath.
76 has already happened.
Yeah, it's already passed.
Yeah. Were you inspired by that at all?
76, I was not inspired because of Bengali school.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then a helicopter, and then there was black power.
Right.
Didn't understand. There was smoke everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, I remember, I think it was my aunt who came to pick me up at school, and my mom came late to find that aunt is landing. That was 1976.
Yeah. Yeah.
1979, nakuzo bulawa, kuzo hengiwa uSolomon Mahlangu. Yeah, then I started to have an idea. Plus, he's from Mamelodi. Checkers, people were running helter-skelter everywhere. You know, then Gongati idea. Mandla was next to me, remember. We're friends from a tender age. And then he said, he was 11, I was 9. He was able to say, I've seen Lela for this pilling. It is only black people who are being shot at. It's only black people who are running scared. Look at the conditions of Spilago. Yeah, and then I think from there onwards, and then I have an idea with these things.
Yeah,
and it's serious.
Yeah.
So when Teacher Mxolisi recruited us, at least the idea, even though I took subside, but yeah,
yeah,
and we were prepared to take the risk.
So after the second arrest, how did you spend? Was it the 14-day detention? Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
You don't go to prison.
Yeah. And at this time, you're still attending school because you remember you.
Yeah, I'm going to school.
Yeah, but I think Ingondwek is just waiting for later in the day.
Yes.
Man, busy with the real stuff now.
The real stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and our parents were not able to. They couldn't notice. What are these two up to? You know, because sometimes I'll go to his house, Mandla's house, and pretend to be studying history. You know, and parents were convenient to say, no, man. Then when you attend school, success.
So in a moment we'll get to then how what we now know as the Mamelodi 10, which is in actual fact the Mamelodi 13. It's just the 10 we focus on them because they were killed so brutally. But are you now? So you get the crash course, and you also are, you know, mindful of what information you're sharing with people, you know, and all of that.
Sure.
Get arrested the second time. Are you now being trusted with like bigger operations? Are you now being sent beyond Mamelodi to lead things, to recruit people? Like is your leadership is also now growing?
Yeah.
The two of you.
The two of us. Let me say, Umandla was more of a leader. He had leadership qualities.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he understood politics. So with him next to me, it's an easy journey for me to be next to him. And when we started recruiting comrades, even outside of Mamelodi, we'll go to Israel, Davidton, Tsakane, Guatemala, Tutuza, Niger. Katlehong, Fosloras, Togosa, you know. And I realized that now the task is cool, you know, if we're able to also recruit in other townships. And it meant that the message that we were passing to these other comrades, it made sense to them, because they would have said, no, you are rejecting this thing, you know, what is this? We don't want to risk with our lives. But I realized, good to know, until kuba a call, because remember, this for us also was a clarion call. Which we struggle, it was a clarion call. Until kuba nama programs, you know, angathesathandu kuba beyond us. Like the one yase Mutse, you know, that one was it was a tough one for me, because when we're supposed to go there, we had to read the situation first as to why should we go there, what was happening there, what were the dynamics up here, and we realized there was a vigilante group in Wandebele called Imbogoto. It was led by, their leader was Makawenduli. This vigilante group was terrorizing the villagers from Mutse, who were predominantly Bapedi. And remember, it was during the era of the Bantustans. So these ones from Imbogoto side, Wandebele, they were terrorizing these ones, forcing them to join the Bantustan, which was Kwandebele. That is why if you go that side, you will realize there are two places. There is Siabuswa, which is predominantly Ndebele. And there's Mahana Ubuswa, which is predominantly Bapedi. So we were expected to be on the side of these ones. We're refusing to be incorporated into the Bantustan. And an instruction, we're given an instruction, very clear one, to say, you're going there, no Mandla, going to train these ones from Mut. And the plan was, we had to have a meeting with them in Denepom, in Mamelodi Denepom station. And remember, there already was tension with the taxi operators. Because both groups were part of the taxi operation, from Mamelodi to Wandebele and the rest other parts.
You said that the instruction was very clear. Where did the instruction come from?
From our immediate commander, which was our mentor.
Okay.
Jail.
Yes. Yeah. Your history teacher.
Was he teaching history anymore? No, I doubt. It was something else.
Yeah.
And we had to organize 10 comrades to go there and train the people of Mutse, defend them also, prepare them. And then we had a meeting at Denepom for 3 meetings with the people from Mutse, who were the taxi operators. We had a meeting with their delegation that, these are the comrades. These are the people, these are the 10 comrades who will accompany you to Mutse. Yeah, we went there. We went there as brave as we were. We went there. We're going with strangers, number one. We don't know the place. We're not even sure whether we're being taken to the right place. Are these the right people? But we had a belief at that time to say, no, it's fine. We went with them because they also explained the challenges that they were facing, and we understood that, no, these are the people that needs our help. And we took comrades. The last taxi left at around 10 p.m. at Denepom station. The old E20 taxis. I don't think they still exist. They took us there. We took one taxi sashona khona safika enkosini. We introduced to the chief, and the chief was immediately informed that our operation started then, training then. After 5 minutes introduce you, we said Zipinsizo. It's in the villages.
Yeah.
Nyam. You know, so we had to crawl. Was going to my fence. We had to crawl. So sathola a spot. Then we said to them, look, zone kombisa njani petrol pump. Simple thing. So I was with Sebenzile about yes, how must kombisa the old method, shaking the pot and said, no. It's dangerous because if you actually explode in your head. Because, while shaking. So we said to them, no, the new method is simple. Pour in petrol kule bodlela, alivula lana, faka nje indwangu, ibe manzi, light. Immediately you get to light lana. Throw it. Then they landed. Simple. And then they understood. Okay. I said, no. Sanpama basic. Yeah.
Excessive.
Yeah, introduction.
101, yeah.
101. We were rushing. That is why we couldn't do a lot of things. We were rushing. It's around 12 a.m. We had to give them that basic training and then leave. There's an operation, Slindile. We had to leave with a clear mission. Tina, in the 10 of us, so divided into 3 groups. 3, 6, 9. And the other guy who's over was 4. Samba nabantu abahlalala who are going to lead us to the area where
Lembogoto.
But the intelligence of the regime was able to pick up. Strangers are here already sebangali. Area ya Imbogoto. So we're not sure what's going on. So we got in there, we destroyed their power station, and then as we were about to go to his house, the leader, we couldn't. They were already police. And it's around 1, 2 a.m. We got scattered all over the place. "30 minutes later, it's myself, Nomandla, one guy from Mutse, and Comrade Victor. No, not Comrade Victor. I'll use a nickname. Yeah, okay, this guy, Diba. So, 4. So, because the police are all over, we want a way out. So this guy, because he understands and everything, he said, no. The guy, he said, no, look, let's take this route. As sihamba lapho sizodlula, then kwavela amadoda wearing amabandai white, members of Imbogoto. They said, yes, who are you? Nyapi. Yes, we're trying to mumble something with Kujizutin, but yeah. Anshala. We're speaking fluent Ndebele. They said, let's come in. And they took us to a Zozo house. You know, those old Zozo houses. Yeah, Faga corner. There was everything. Mazembe, petrol, 25 liter petrol. There was Izimvubu, Mazembe, yonke inhlobo nje. Escalating was there. They even told us, look, when we come back, but it. And I realized, this is my last day. Walk on. I said to man, this feeling. There's no other way. But you can see them very angry. sahlala. So now basibophe C4 2 omunye back yakhe. You know the signing cover?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we're like signing cover, you know. The 4 of us. The other 2 looking this direction, the other 2 looking this. Basibophe ngamahenga. Our back. Our hands were tied to catch the back. Yeah, and then I said to the comrades, including this one. This is I said, look, it's the end of us. We're going to die. But I think, comrades, even if we die, somebody will remember us. There were people who came here to protect and defend the Bapedi people of Motse. And maybe, comrades, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking. And then I started humming one of the liberation songs to say that now we're facing death. So I say, we're dead. And then it became silent in the room. Silent, quiet. Because we heard footsteps. And we thought they're back. It was silent.
And then and then you started humming a struggle song. What was it? Let's hear it.
Mama ngiphekezele ukhumre thambo usehlane kumnyama unami ngiyafisa uza kuwe noma indlela inezimpimpi. We were humming that song, thinking we failed, you know, in this mission, we failed. And it's over. Game over for Tina. And the old lady opened the door, and then she was accompanied by her daughter. And then she said...
Where did she come from? Who was she?
The owner of the house.
Okay, where?
Bathuchera khona babulala khona abantu. Bathuchera lapha kwizozo. The main house lapha. Ijardini elikhulu. So and then then she was speaking fluent Ndebele and said, "Hey, bakobani nina? Buyaphi?" You had to lie. I want to say, no, this guy is somebody who is fluent both in Sepedi and Ndebele. I said, no, sibuya ngale phesheya. Waza nje ngestory nyanza ukuthi no besi semcimbini so manje siyadlula satapla lapha lana siyekhaya. Wathi ngihlala kuphi wakuchaza ukuthi hayi siba ngale muthi mara nasimandebele ahlala ngale muthi. I said, hey, into esizoyenza la. It's like we're risking with our own lives because of when they come back, they're going to ask, bashona phi labantu? Because bekuvalelwa ngamatrat. Abantu bakhiye ngamatrat outside the door. And and wahleba nendodakazi yakhe. One of the windows zale zozo phukile. But nalo balivale busho ngetrat. So khuluma naye indodakazi yaphuma. She went out and then wayevula leya window leyana, wakuvula leya hanger ekubusha ngayo. Mama wathi niyaphuma la, niyahamba, nathi nje siyariska, and noba ni-4, i-2 izohamba on one side, and then the other 2 nihambe la until nifika kwi-main road sort of. And this guy said yes, ngiyakubona lo shoko. Then from lapho ke man uqeda ukuwela i-main road, wena usoyazi indlela. Then the guy said yes. Then sahamba ke kancane. Until sifika kwi-main road. Then after main road, then the guy said, yeah, izani ngapha. Sihlanganeni sonke manje sihambe in one, sibe one group. And then he started greeting abantu bese kuba 5 in the morning. Comrades had lost hope ukuthi we were dead. And there was another celebration. Hey, nabo labantu. They're back. Oh, we came back alive.
Sure.
Did I stop? No, the struggle continued.
Back to?
The struggle continued. We continued with our program. Because remember, it was on a Friday. Saturday in the morning. We were told, no, kunesifo. There's somebody who shonile lana fanele ngwachwa. We didn't sleep. So I shosholoza. So matune. That's where we were able to get 2 stunt grenades. There was even another army with a few of them. Yeah, so from a hippo, I think one of Lama hippos, Ponza, a stunt grenade too. As I say, Avulek. So we picked them up, so that we can use them in operation. Yeah, and eventually we use them against the very same police. You know, we're so brave that remember these guys are heavily armed. But we knew. I don't know. We knew what we were doing. But as young as we were, no.
So then let's talk about the. And again, for me, the fascinating thing is that it feels as though we've stopped in time, but there's a lot happening. And I did say we would limit ourselves to just 3 years.
Sure. Sure.
You are almost 60 years old, so you've lived a full life, and you're still living a full and an exciting life. But we've just taken 3 years of your life as a teenager, and. It could have been the end of your life,
sure.
But contributed immensely to where this country is now. But it's just such a short amount of time. So let's then talk about the people that we now know as the Mamelodi 10 and how you were infiltrated, and this really is what leads to the very ugly, brutal killing, which you were meant to be part of. But in the same way, you escaped. Ngale, Nalana, you were meant to, and you got away as well.
Yeah.
So let's bring them into the space as well.
At that time. As they would say, we're the core. I cannot say we're the core within the entire township because Mamelodi is big.
Yes.
Mamelodi West is Mamelodi East. So Tina Besangala in Mamelodi West. And what happened is after some time, we had to bury one of our comrades, Comrade Paco. Who was killed by the hostel dwellers. And then there were some challenges there. We had a serious problem because at that time we believed that no one should mess up with students, especially members of COSAS.
Yeah.
We're very clear on that one. So when he was killed by the hostel dwellers at that time, we became angry and we had to respond. Even though the deceased family was against that idea, they spoke to us on the night vigil to say, don't do anything stupid. The hostel dwellers sent a delegation, they spoke and they smoked the peace pipe. But us being the youth, we felt those negotiations, they don't matter to us, We took action in the early morning, around about 3 a.m. We went to the hostel, banned it, started the fight with the dwellers. Very ugly fight, very ugly clashes with them because of it disturbed the cottage. When we were supposed to pass the hostel going to the cemetery, it became a problem. So, these exchanges between us and them, and it was very ugly. People got hurt. And people got injured also. And but after the funeral, the infiltration started then. One guy came to us and introduced himself as Comrade Mike. We sustained as Commander Mike. He introduced himself as someone, as an MK cadre, who was sent by the leadership of the liberation movement. He said he was from Zambia. At first, we were very skeptical, and we didn't trust him. And then he said, no, I can see that I'm new and you don't know me. But look, this is my story. The leadership in Zambia knows about you. And he knew each and every one of us by name. Because remember, he was given the whole information by the regime. So he told us that we're and so and so, and I and so and so, and I and so, and we started believing in him. He said the leadership gave me a very clear line of march. Let's bring you to Zambia so that you can be trained as MK cadres, and then you will be given different tasks once we are finished with your military training.
And there's no way to verify.
Where and how?
Can't call anybody. You can't go. You can't exactly.
Can't,
Your mentor, where is he at this time?
He's on another mission. He's not there.
He's not around.
Yeah, he's not around.
And we're in 86 now. Yeah.
And we started believing him as days went by. Up until he decided that, no, from now onwards, I'm going to deal directly with the leader of this group. The leader will then report back to you. So Abraham Kunen, the destroyer, our leader, was then tasked to liaise with this man, Commander Mike. We didn't know that Commander Mike was in Askari, working with Special Branch, Flag Plus, and then he was a sweet talker, a guy that would convince you. And we bought into his story. We believed him. Up until he decided that, hey, look, now that you understand the mission, we need to finalize the logistics. It's time to leave. Let's leave the country. It's our secret. You don't disclose, don't share this information with anyone. Otherwise, our mission will fail. And the date was out. 26 June, Thursday, 1986, 2 p.m., we're leaving. Meeting point, Masakani Bridge in Tenepo. We're leaving. We're leaving the country for good. I had mixed emotions when I was alone. Excited, but at the same time panicking. I said, okay. But we gave him the benefit of the doubt.
And is this the first time you begin to panic? About all these other times, panic is excitement. Let's go.
Yeah, now, but at the same time, when we had our own caucus with the comrades, we convinced one another that, no, this is a good move. This is what we've been talking about since we joined the struggle. Now is the time. Let's leave the country and go to Zambia and join the MK. As per the Teron call made by the then President Oliver Reginald Tambo on the Radio Freedom to say the South African youth must come and join the MK in Zambia and make the country ungovernable. And we said, yeah, this is the right time. Let's leave. 26 June, Thursday, around 12 midday. We're playing soccer there. We're pretending to be playing soccer, me and my two comrades, Mandla Ntuli and the Sipo Club. Kanti the other comrades had already left to go to the meeting point. But I think we missed the point, the three of us, when they said Masakane, because they came from another direction down there while we were waiting at Masakane. Well, they found us at Masakane. But that was not a problem for us. The mere fact was that we're going to meet at the meeting point. So now my mother, at around 1, she comes and called me, say, no, come and we need to get some vegetables at the Tenepum station. And I'm saying to the comrades, you see now it's going to be mission impossible. You know. Now I'm being sent to the market.
And you can't say no.
No. So I rushed. She gave me the list. Vegetables. I'm in a hurry. So Mandla says, no, let's run. We quickly got out of my house, ran to the market. You know, arrived at the market, there's a queue. We joined the queue. I'm a veg. Salinda la piana. It's just number washed during those days. Very cheap ones. I think they were 10 rand.
Yeah.
That's why we with my international. Yeah, and then we're looking at our time. It's around just about 1:30. Comrades, will we make it? They said, no, we will. Don't worry. Immediately, we're rushing back to your home. We drop everything. Sofia and tour. In any case, it's not far from the car. 25 to 22. We're rushing now. So now we're going to cross the robot. Before we can cross the robot, the silver. And then, in fact, I just said to Mandla, hey, because we're going to change, let's get these mini taxis and rush. Then we'll with the problem. But once I feel a drop, then we're fine. So society decided alapo, iroboto livale, may ask, smayas. We don't even know mode of transport, whether bus or something. Imelana, comrades, bavula ma window. Hey, comrades, say haba, jump in. 1+1. Iroboto vulile, lisa valile matota. Let's decide. How? Comrade asambeni. And Mandla asked, what about the vegetables? I said, no, let's drop them. And then kids were leaving for good.
Yeah. One way to get out.
It's a one way to get out, you know. And Mandla, Naba fully sliding doing young yellow, Mandla, if we have a job, anything is no to mind Hamban. Where now you can devise means to where's land.
And again, context, Commander Mike, real name Joe Mamasela.
Yes.
Now we know was
an
Askari.
Yes.
And he's driving that.
Yeah, he's driving. And he agreed. He said, no, in 2 weeks' time, I will come for you. And I said, what?
And because I think he's supposed to get all of you.
Yeah.
So much magnet 3 is alive.
No, being correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, being correct.
But because of Champisa, if
at the same time, because of Champisa, I would know why you insist.
Yes.
Yeah, but
yes.
And man just said, no, if you agree, then fine, number. Hey, comrades will join you. We'll join you later, comrades. But hey, comrades, Amanda. They left for good. They left. Gone for good. We went home. 2 weeks passed. 10 weeks.
Nothing.
Yes. That was it. We're gone. We never heard from the men again. Tina, at the back of our minds, we thought comrades arrived. Because the plan was that from the Commander Mike was that sizophuma kuyohanjwa ngeZirast via Botswana, and then from there onwards there will be somebody who will pick up there, then bakwazi ukuthi bangene eBotswana, and then it will be easy and party Botswana to go to Zambia. Somebody will pick them up from Botswana so by Zambia. That was our plan now. Comrades never came back, and Commander Mike never came back. You know, we waited and waited and gave up.
And in the community, abanbuza ukuthi bapla bangithi banjwaleni nonke.
Started with parents.
Yes.
Apha bangani.
Yes.
We don't know. That's sababoni. We don't know. We don't know. Who amongst us would have said, "Oh no, Bambi, my Zambi"? They were going to call the police. Bias with them, and the police will make as if they don't know. Will pretend as if they don't know anything. Yeah, what? Will be an opportunity for them. So we kept quiet. We kept quiet until the whole thing lied down. Okay, so pick up and 10 years later, Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Kulumani Support Group. Assisting families of those who went to exile, who disappeared in jail. So parents started joining Kulumani Group. Families joining Kulumani Support Group. Yeah, and then the first time is also because me and these two comrades were not part of the Kulumani Support Group. No, at first, no. Only after Juma Masela appeared on TV, testifying. TRC. This is what happened. How did I infiltrate the Mamelodi group? On that day, I rushed to immediately after the Gumbone TV. I rushed to Manda's place in Noda. What are you watching? I'm watching isn't that now? We went to Sipo. Sahlanga.
That first moment, Umbona. What did you feel? What went through your mind? Because now, did it click immediately? Yeah,
it did. Because if I remember the face,
yeah,
who was supposed to come back for us now, and now he's giving details. So what is Asugala, Sahamba Nabo? There was one female comrade who was part of us. We used to call her a code name, Simbizo Maltra. She was very tall. Obatole Silverton, according to Juma Masela. Obatole Silverton, she was not part of the plan. So it was not easy for comrades to disclose no see in the communities. At whether it's fair or in Yagupang was she got inside. So Juma Masela says when they arrived at filling station. So Juma Masela, don't forget, there's a car that is monitoring him. Driven by special branch for kids. Special branch was given instruction to get rid of us. Well, when I was growing up, special branch was but this time they were looking for kids. So these guys, the special branch, they're monitoring Juma Masela. When Zangalendela as agreed. Yeah, because now he had promised them would have got them. Now. And and then Uchi wafika filling station, it's a tank. Then wababuza again. Hey, do you want anything to drink? Yes. And he went to buy for them. It's dark. I think it was around about 7 in the evening. Now Juma Masela, when he went to pay, the female comrade wanted a bathroom. Yeah, so uthi kuma comrades ngiyabuya ithi ngisaya bathroom. Nakaphuma athi uJoma Masela uyisa report to that car. Gave them. She saw him and she turned back immediately. Said, comrades, two things. Either this man is a spy or he's a policeman. Let's leave now. And it's even dark. So we'll see one to Spuma. Comrades said, when are you from the ones? You don't understand.
First of all, you were never part of the plan.
No, part of this whole thing.
Now you want to tell us.
You can leave if you want to.
Oh, man.
She said, fine. Then she went to the bathroom, Nagabuya. Then she went to the ladies, the Panama Tellers, the garage, and then came up with a story to say, look, she's from whatever place she lives in, Mamelodi, whatever. She lost her purse, taxi, she came up with a story. And she asked, can she sleep over? And then in the morning, for a taxi fare to go back home. As a woman, understand these other ladies. I'm up a blanket, I think.
And then that's how she survived.
She survived. You know. Then comrades proceeded with the trip. And Choma Masela told them, no, now we are all almost there. Because they wanted the Masai Jaya Shumanj. Zirast. Comrades. They're drinking. And then he said, no, let's see, so a pick-up person here in the bushes. Then this person will lead us to our the gate is the entrance to Sebenzile. And then he emerged from the bushes in the night, the pickup man, who was part of the Askari group, working for Flag Plus. A black guy said to them, Matoda Spumen, Sambella. He led them to that car. And then yafika yemikhumbi. Lava abanye babo balele takiwe maybe. Mabhunu bavela nje. Bebahamba ne special branch and the other guys were from the South African Defence Force. So they had guns. Said sonke wonke umuntu outside. Ukhiphela ngaphandle were told their faces were lying down on their faces, then they were injured. They became unconscious. And thereafter, Utuchuma Masela, they were taken back to the Kumbi. Taken back, they're unconscious. Then he was given explosives. We are Onkele Kumbi. Took the Kumbi to an incline. But on same break. Then they were there, Chuma Masela and those white guys. And they pick up men. He said, we could see their limbs as Puma Kumbi. It was exploding. Pumi lands and Pumi's Nyao. And Chuma Masela says, the white guys said to him, job well done, Joe. They perished. They were bent beyond recognition. What was his reward for that? He was given 2 weeks leave and 1,000 rand.
For taking 10 lives.
Killing my comrades. Meaning their lives was worth 100 rand each. And I looked at this person and I was like, no, it can't be true. He said, he got 2 weeks leave, 1,000 rand. My comrades were gone. The collective, they were my brothers, we were together all the time. You know, we were like siblings. And listening to this man explaining, giving in detail how they killed them, I cried, you know. And I couldn't believe. I said, no, it's not true. He said, this is how they perished. Then they were buried somewhere in the former Bophuthatswana, in Winterfeld. Buried there. Hey, you can imagine how I felt, how we felt, the three of us, you know, losing our comrades in that fashion, whom we were part of. Now realizing this is how we would have perished with them. It will have been Mamelodi 13. You know, and that's the price that my comrades paid for the freedom that your people are enjoying today. You know, this is the sacrifice. This was our sacrifice. As the youth, as young as we were, committed to the struggle for the liberation of our people, believing that this is the right thing to do, and we're sure that it will make a difference once we achieve freedom. The oppressed will have a better future, there will be a better life for all. Yeah. But did it happen? I'm not sure. 31 years down the line, you ask me, are the oppressed and marginalized Black people free in this country? I'm not sure. Honestly, when I look around me, I get confused as to, did we achieve our objective of liberating the country, especially the oppressed? I'm not sure. Because a lot still has to be done for our people. Our people are struggling for basic services. Basic services. Water, sanitation, education system is not up to that level that we thought that there'll be free education for all. That people will enjoy the rights enshrined in the Bill of Rights. They're enjoying. Black people? No.
The majority aren't. Granted, there's been a lot of progress. There has been, and it is important that we mention that. But a lot of people are disappointed. A lot of people are still waiting to realize the promise of democracy and freedom, so-called.
The families of the fallen heroes, the families of the unsung heroes, where do they feature in this whole freedom that you're talking about? Families lost kids. Yeah, I think one of us in our group, I think the youngest could be 14. You know, and when I look at the situation now, some of the family situation, it pains my heart. Pains me big time to say, kanti bisenzani? Le nkululeko enikhuluma ngayo inamehlo, inabantu bayo, inabakhethiweyo. Kanti thina besithi it's a freedom for all. We were fighting for a free, non-sexist, non-racist, and free South Africa. But when you look at the situation that we find ourselves now, go to the townships. In a free country, you don't have squatter camps. You don't need them. You need proper houses. In a free country, you need electricity. In a free country, you need proper education. Is 30% pass mark proper education?
So debate and
I don't know. But, that's fine. But I'm saying all of these things because I'm frustrated.
Yes, because you had imagined a very different dream, and this is why
Absolutely
you were risking your lives in the way that you did. Yeah.
So that's why I'm asking such questions.
Yeah.
But none of those things are happening, you know? How people are living in squalor conditions. And the reason why I'm saying all of these things is because when I interact with those people, they question me.
Yeah.
Was this the sacrifice that you made?
Yeah.
That is why you wanted us to join the struggle for all of this. I fail to respond. I fail to give them a proper response because of the situation that we find ourselves in. Things need to change. You know, things need to change. Like you were saying earlier on, there's progress, but it's very slow. For my liking.
And people are rightfully impatient. And, 31 years is not long, but it's not a short time either. Right, for various things. But on the memory, Mxolisi, of your brothers, of your comrades, the three of you, Nomandla and Nosipho, spent 10 years thinking they've gone over. I just want to get a sense of what were you doing in that 10 years? What, obviously, again, things are shifting. The country's changing quite a bit, heroes are freed and all of that. So that's one point. I just want to get a sense of what you were doing. But then once the truth is then out, you see Ujoba Masela speaking at the TRC. Then it takes another couple of years before their remains then are moved or repatriated from Winterfell to now be buried and so on. Again, a period of time that's taking place. How are you all kind of reading this now? The truth is out, you know what's happened to them. Now you want to find them along with the families. Just perhaps your reflections on the amount of time that passed.
To be honest with you, it was, for me, personally, that whole period, for me, it was a mourning period. Because it's 1996. We've gone to the elections were in 1994, April, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And at the back of my mind was, still early. You cannot expect miracles, But my wish was, can we find their remains? For closure of their families. And even though it took time, but it eventually happened. Their remains were found. Even though at one stage he would say he forgot. They will go and dig this side. He said, no, I don't remember. I think it was this side. They'll go to another side. He says, no, because it was after many years. But eventually they were found. And we tried to continue living normal lives, But it was difficult. It was difficult. I remember at one stage I was like, do we continue to be part of the new dispensation? Or do we live our private lives? Because at that time we felt that not enough was done. During the TRC, I was expecting that those who did us wrong will be sent to jail. But people were pardoned. For just saying, this is me, I killed Sebenzile and his family or his comrades. That's all. People are given amnesty for that. Was that enough? No. People are supposed to face consequences for what they did. And I was disappointed. I was really disappointed.
Just disappointed? Were you livid? Were you angry?
Angry. I was angry because this was not justice. I was angry because, to me, at one stage, it felt like our part in the struggle was all in vain. It felt like we fought a useless battle. I felt like we lost the battle. We lost the battle, because a lot of things were not done correctly. And then I sit down and say to myself, if I had been part of that ambush, how was my family going to respond today to the whole thing? Because if this democratic government was really serious about liberating a black man, they should have done better by now. But I'm not one person who's asking for special treatment because we joined the struggle voluntarily. We joined the struggle voluntarily. We knew the risks that were lying ahead. We knew everything. We knew what is expected of us. But what I'm saying is this the freedom that we fought for? Looking at the situation that we find ourselves, country being run by commissions left, right, and center. It's a disgrace. A country must be governed by people, must be run by proper government that is elected by the people. You can't run a country with commissions,
Talking about commissions, Eugene de Kock, the fact that he's a free man should sicken all of us. But the first time you saw him on the screen, it may have been perhaps in the past or more recently, it does keep a very low profile. But more recently, uzwani within you.
Ngiyathukuthela. I look at him and I'm like, bangaka abantu abaphelela izandleni zalo muntu or as per his instruction. And nothing has happened to him. He's free. Credit 4. Met Koniwe for Galat and the case still on.
People you met, right, in your early days in the struggle.
Yes. 1985, I met them in Johannesburg when I was with Mandla Ntuli and teacher Mpenduro Jele. Met people who were committed to the struggle. Met people who were passionate about liberating their own people. Met people who felt that freedom is coming, one way or the other. They died in 1985. It's 2026. We still have an inquest under a democratic government. 31 years later. I don't know. But it pains me for all the sacrifices that we made with these comrades. It pains me. It feels like we risked our lives with our lives for nothing. Sometimes when I'm alone, I think that I will sit down and think about the whole situation and think that maybe these comrades died in vain. I don't know. I might be wrong.
It'll be 40 years in June. Yeah. On the 26th of June, it'll be 40 years since that fateful evening where 10 young lives were taken as a result of betrayal by an askari, Joe Mamasela.
Yeah.
How do you believe they should be remembered, celebrated, commemorated? Is there ever a right way to do these things? I mean, as a country, we are terrible at doing that. If you think about all of the struggle heroes, we have the many people, unsung heroes whose names we'll never know, who've never held a fancy title, no ministerial position, no ambassadorial role, no big tender, and all these things that some people have gotten. People we are yet to truly appreciate for their contribution. So in your view, having known those guys, what is an appropriate way to honor them and their lives and their contribution?
My view is that personally, if I were asked how can we honor these comrades, I will just say the democratic government must honor the promise we made when we joined the struggle, that our people, irrespective now of race, color, or creed, must be free, equal. There must be service delivery. For me, that will be the best honor for all, not the Mamelodi 10, but for all the fallen comrades, especially the unsung heroes who are not known. You don't have to organize events for them because you are very bad at that as a society. You organize an event and it goes the left side. You get drunk and you say, yes. You don't even understand what is commemoration and celebration. So let's leave that out.
Yeah. There's also a chance to eat money.
Yes, and you're confusing the youth. You see, that's not how you commemorate June 16, Mamelodi 10. By drinking, in June 16, you wear school uniform, get drunk. They were not drunk, those guys. They were focused. They were very focused. It's the youth of the day then. So now, for me, I will be happy one day if I see that the lives of people is changing. Change the lives of our people. Let there be proper education system. Let there be service delivery. Where they are, surely they will see the fruits. And this is what we were sweating for, you know. Nothing fancy, you know. In any case, me and them and the other corporates, we remain unsung heroes. So they don't need fancy things. They don't need a stage.
So 2 million.
Which will cost 20 million. No, they don't need that. What they need must have proper roads. People must have water. There must be clinics. And stop this thing at 350. Freedom. What is that? So people must cap in hand every day asking for... No. Government must have proper programs to empower their own citizens. You see? And I think they will clap hands wherever they are to say, now we can see that this is what we fought for. Now we can see that the lives of our people are changing or is changing. Commemoration, no, I'm not a fan of that. Celebration, commemoration, I've never been part of that because it embarrasses me. When I see people saying they're commemorating somebody's dead or our heroes and they do funny things. So let there be proper structures. Government must come up with programs. You know, government must also be able to teach people as to what led to this post in 1994 liberation. You know, and yeah, I think I don't want to be honored with an event. No, don't come, Sebenzile. No, I don't need you people to do the right thing for my people. But if it happens, that one or the community would want to honor me.
Also as the last survivor.
And as the last survivor. As long as it is done in a correct and proper way, I would accept it.
Yeah.
I would accept it.
There's also, as we wind down, Mxolisi, and we haven't even touched, we haven't even scratched the surface. When we think about all of the things you went through, the things you saw, what you experienced and so on, it was very traumatic. And I think as part of healing, that work also at the level of the collective, right, as a country, I don't think we've done enough of that. And part of what we hope when we do this work is to remind ourselves that a lot of blood was spilled in this country. This country remains a crime scene. There's so much. And I think it's been unfortunate that I think in some respects we've tried to just paper over issues as opposed to actually allowing ourselves to understand what actually transpired. But on the point about trauma and healing, can you share what your own process has been? Because I'm sure there'll be other former MK vets, other people who also were in the struggle, maybe who also haven't taken the time to do that work.
Yeah, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them. You see, for one to go for, they need counseling. those people who were part of the struggle, went through that trauma. They need counseling, and they need a lot of support, from the community that they live with, from the structures of government, maybe one needs some kind of counseling. But for me, personally, counseling won't work. Sebenzile thina we're traumatized. Hayi indaba yokudlala. Lezo kwenziwe ukufuna ukubona i-psychologist or a therapist. For me, it's a therapy on its own when I begin to engage and talk about what transpired for me personally. Other than that, I don't think I can start a process whereby I need to go for counseling, for sessions. Even though I'm camera shy, you can see around me there are cameras and big lights, but it's a form of therapy for me to talk about these things, what transpired, tell the story, because as the last survivor, I'm wondering who else will tell the story like I do now. And yeah, it's for me, it's my form of therapy. But a lot of comrades who went through trauma, they need to be supported seriously. They need serious intervention, from the powers. But, one will plead that they be given that support. My humble request will be that to the powers that be, that can these comrades be taken care of for the sacrifices that they made, so that I can sit with you here. I'm surprised today I'm sitting around this table and there are cameras. It didn't happen during those days. These things were meant for a certain group, So they sacrificed a lot. They contributed a lot for you and I to sit here today. So something needs to be done. Need to be supported. Yeah, and then so that their lives can change.
Yeah,
we were saying better life for all, not for a few. So let it be practical. Let's live. Now people are not eating ideologies, right?
Yeah.
You can't eat ideology, and you can't postpone hunger. You see, so government must take that into consideration and do the right thing. They must just do the right thing.
You're no longer politically active.
Yeah.
You have a membership, but you're not active.
No, it's not active anymore.
Why? And why is that? Or is it taking a different form?
Yeah, it's taking a different form in a way that I do have discussions, robust debates with the youth.
Yeah.
They will ask me to come and be a speaker, a guest speaker, wherever they have their functions. And they say, Stalwart. What's Stalwart?
Yeah.
But they will then invite me.
Yeah.
And then I will go and talk. Student formations, youth groups, all these structures. When I'm invited, I go and talk to them, and explain to them. Sisugapi, talent. And now that we're going to give them the baton, they must understand how to run this race.
And not squander it.
Not squander it. How to run the race in a way that it will benefit generations to come. And also, I explain to them that we must have our own history written down by ourselves for our generations to come to understand how did we arrive here? What transpired? What happened? What is this struggle that we spoke about? Struggle for freedom, for what? All of that. We need to write down. It needs your intervention now also. You media people to see to it that you assist our country. Some of us can't write, but you guys, you've got the tools. Utilize them, but don't abuse us.
Last two asks from me. Share with us, please, your one favorite memory about the fallen Mamelodi 10.
One.
We only have time for one.
Tina, we didn't have our memories. No, it was struggle. Wherever we met, it was nothing. We didn't talk soccer. We didn't talk girls. We spoke the struggle. We were focused. But we were expected not to lose focus. So at all times, we had to understand the objective. What was the main objective of this whole journey? It was the liberation of our people. So I cannot pick up one memory and say, we were groove abantu. It was a groove. We never grooved. So groove up. This groove is struggling. Because that was our main focus. We was thinking of going there, partying in Sotagwa. We couldn't just better. Because we couldn't disclose any information and very sensitive. So for us, it was objective liberation. Our people, whether some of us will see the dawn of that democracy, it was neither here nor there. The focus was the liberation of a black person, the marginalized majority, and the owners of the land who were oppressed. So that was our focus. The minority cannot rule over the majority forever. It had to change, So it was a huge, huge task. Engafuni le youth better. We were supposed to do one thing at a time. Once you mix it into, then you lose focus easily.
The final one, we started off the conversation and you indulged me in song. I was sharing Yokpuma. Whichever one comes to your spirit right now as we wrap up this conversation. And again, thank you. Thank you for this time.
No, you're welcome. Struggle songs, ne? Yeah. Skokele tambo, sibuyele makhaya thina songena kanjani. Skokele tambo. It was a song that we felt when we sang it. Ilibashini isemnyango. Whether we achieved it, it's a topic for another day.
Thank you for your contribution.
Thank you so
for
much
your time.
For inviting me as an ordinary South African who made some contributions to the liberation of the country. I'm honored to be here. I feel honored. I feel like yeah.
The honor is wholly mine. Sibongile.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The story of the Mamelodi 10 is not only about how 10 young lives were brutally taken. It is also about how a system worked to erase futures before they could even unfold. In the years since, there have been moments of recognition from government, efforts to honor their names. The Department of Justice and Constitutional Development has formally recognized the tragedy, and commemorative efforts have sought to ensure in some way that these lives are indeed never forgotten. However, memory is not only built in monuments or in moments. It lives in testimony, in conversations like this one, in the courage of those who survived, not just to tell the story, but also to carry it. Mxolisi Malinga is not only the last surviving member of the Mamelodi 10, or what would have been the Mamelodi 13, had they gotten into that husky that then led to those lives being taken. He is a living archive of a moment in history that demands to be remembered, not as a statistic, but as a human story. A story of youth, a story of betrayal, and of the unfinished work of justice. That is yet another installment of Context with Sebenzile Nkambule. Thank you for watching.